friends, welcome back to Homemade Homestead. If you're new around here, my name is Rachel, and this is actually part 2 in a series that I'm making about how to use a whole chicken many different ways. We raise our own chickens here on the homestead. In the last video, I made a whole chicken into chicken soup, which is so good, and then I also made some bone broth. And now tonight for dinner, we're doing a recipe that I have made for years. I found this recipe on Pinterest. I will try to leave a link down to it down below, but it is called creamy chicken and jalapeno enchiladas. Here is the recipe if you guys want to screenshot it. Come along with me as I make these up. They are so good. They're so easy. I've even made this into a freezer meal before. Oh, they've got that creaminess and that spice from those jalapenos. And it's not too spicy. Even my kids will eat them. So let's get making these. So in my bowl, I have half of the chicken that was left over from yesterday after picking the chicken. This is about 3 to 4 cups of chicken, or you could cook your own if you don't have a whole chicken, and it's about 1.5 pounds. So I'm just gonna set this chicken aside. We're also gonna need, I do 1 whole block of cream cheese. They say 4 ounces, like so half of this, but we like ours nice and creamy. So I'm gonna get this warming up in the microwave because I didn't take it out in time, which is just fine. So I'm just gonna give it probably like 30 seconds. It might blow up in your microwave, so do be careful about that. So I'm gonna add a little bit of my milk. We need a 1/2 cup of milk. If you're having problems with your cream cheese being clumpy in whatever you're making, make sure it is room temperature, slightly warm, and then slowly add in your liquid. So like my milk and also my enchilada sauce, I'm going to add to this. I'm actually gonna grab a whisk. That way it won't be lumpy. Instead of adding 2 10-ounce cans, I'm gonna do this 1 big 28-ounce can. It makes it a little more saucy, but nobody's gonna complain about that. Wow, see how creamy and smooth the sauce is? There's not a lot of cream cheese lumps. That worked out really well. So it's kind of unique in this recipe. You utilize pickled jalapenos, and they actually want you to add a little bit of the juice of your pickled jalapenos right into this. And then we're gonna take about a 1/2 cup of the peppers and chop them finely to go inside our chicken mixture. Okay, my sauce mixture is all done. Now I'm just gonna run my knife right through these jalapenos. I am using the tamed jalapenos. I'm gonna add the jalapenos right into my chicken. 1/2 cup of cilantro, using scissors right into my bowl. So now we're gonna add about 1/2 cup to a cup of the sauce right into our chicken, and we're gonna give this a stir. So we're gonna have our filling and then the sauce mixture. Okay, so now I have my little assembly line here. I'm gonna start with putting about 1/2 cup of the sauce mixture just right in the bottom of my 9x13 pan. I'm just gonna take a little bit of my mixture and put it right in the middle of my flour tortilla shell. I'm just gonna give this a little roll, just like that, and plop it right into my pan, and that's just how I'm gonna fill it up. All right, I have all my tortillas in there, all with the filling. Now I'm just gonna take my sauce, pour it right over top. Oh, doesn't that just look so creamy? So delicious. Now you can top this off with some sharp cheese, some pepper jack would be delicious, or even some mozzarella cheese. And then we're gonna pop this in a 350-degree oven for about 30 minutes. All right, and there is our yummy jalapeno and cilantro chicken enchiladas. Now I'm going to share with you guys tomorrow's dinner, but you guys will see it in about 3, 2, 1. All right guys, we are back. It's the next night and we are making dinner. Tonight we're going to make a chicken fried rice that's a little bit healthier, a little less carbs, because I know that can be a very heavy carb meal, and also lower in fat. So let me show you our ingredients. I was inspired by this recipe from the Healthy Table Cookbook. They have a recipe in there called chicken fried double rice because we utilize cauliflower rice. Anyway, let me show you all the ingredients that we need for this recipe. So we have the star of this meal, the chicken. This is the last of that chicken. Then we need 2 carrots chopped, an onion chopped, some garlic. We need some egg whites. This is about 1.5 cups. And then salt and pepper, nutritional yeast, which I'm getting a little bit low on that. Some pure sesame oil, some peas, some rice cauliflower, some brown rice that I have already cooked and it's cool. I made this earlier in the day. Some liquid aminos and some red pepper flakes. So I'm gonna start with a little bit of sesame oil. I'm also going to throw in my rice cauliflower. This is a 12-ounce bag. And my peas. This is another 12-ounce bag. You can do less of these if you only want like a cup of peas, but we like peas in our family. We're just going to throw all those in too. I'm going to cover it. This is going on about medium low. And let's just let that cook through. Okay, it's looking really good now. I'm just waiting for those carrots to get nice and soft. If you had a wok, you could totally use that. I just don't. I'm just making do with what I have. So these are a good temperature. I'm just gonna cut off the heat there. Then I'm gonna pour out my veggies right into my cooked rice. Oh, I'm gonna just turn my heat back on. I put a little bit of sesame oil in the bottom, and I'm going to add my eggs, my egg whites right in there. And we're gonna scramble those up. All right, so they look about cooked. Now I'm actually gonna switch my pans. I don't have a large enough pot, so I'm just going to add my egg whites into my veggies and rice mixture. And we're just gonna cook it in this big pot. I'm just gonna give this a good stir, and now we're gonna add in our sauce and chicken. So I'm gonna add in my chicken now. I just did a rough chop on it. All right, so into my pot, I'm gonna add a sprinkle of some red pepper flakes. This is totally optional. I like my stuff a little spicy, so I'll just do a little sprinkle. I just did a little sprinkle of the nutritional yeast, some pepper. I'm gonna go light on the salt because the next ingredient, soy sauce, can be very salty. I'm gonna use this liquid aminos because I am gluten-free, and I'm gonna do about 1/2 cup of it. Or if you don't like it as salty, you could do 1/4 cup and then a 1/4 cup of water to dilute it. And just because I love the flavor of sesame oil, I'm just gonna do this a teeny tiny bit. Because sometimes if you cook your food in the sesame oil, it kind of loses that flavor. So just adding a little bit at the end really brightens up that flavor. All right, and there we have a wonderful dinner. It's just so nice and comforting. This is one of my favorite meals. It's really fast and easy to throw together, and it's quite healthy. This is the last of the 4 different ways to use one whole chicken. I think we have stretched our money. And you can see behind me a little glimpse of another video I'm working on for you guys, and that should be coming out really soon. So thank you guys so much for joining me today in our kitchen, and I hope you guys will give one of these recipes a try. And if you do, let me know down in the comments below. I hope you're having an awesome day wherever you are, and we'll talk to you again real soon. Bye-bye now.